I want to ask you something, and I want you to be really honest.
Really honest. No pretending.
When you speak English, do you ever feel like you sound like a textbook?
Like the words are correct, the grammar is fine, everything is technically right,
But something is missing.
something feels stiff, flat, like a robot reading a sentence.
Not like a human having a real conversation.
And native speakers can feel it too. They understand you
But the connection is not quite there.
like you are speaking the right language, but not quite the right way.
So here's our question for today, and this is important.
Ready?
What do you think is the difference between correct English and natural English?
Think about that for a second.
Because by the end of this video, you will know exactly what that difference is.
And more importantly, how to close it.
How to go from textbook English to real, human, natural English.
Today, starting right now.
Stay with us. This is the video that changes how you speak.
Let's go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Kate.
And I'm Martin, and we are so happy you are here with us today.
Today's topic, sounding natural in English. This is something I am very passionate about.
Me too, Kate, because there is such a big difference between knowing English and sounding natural in English.
And most courses, most textbooks, they teach you the knowing part.
But nobody teaches you the sounding part.
Nobody explains why I desire to consume food is technically correct.
But absolutely nobody says that.
Nobody ever in any situation, but it is grammatically perfect.
Perfect grammar, completely unnatural, genuinely alarming to hear.
And I'm starving, let's grab something to eat might have a contraction and some slang.
But that is how real people talk every single day.
Martin, before we start, I know you have a story about sounding unnatural.
Martin, I have many stories. Which specific humiliation are you referring to?
The formal email one. Tell them.
Okay, so early in my English career, I needed to send a quick message to a colleague. Just a casual, hey, can we meet tomorrow?
Simple, easy, normal.
So I wrote, and I am not proud of this. Dear Sarah, I hope this message finds you in good health and high spirits. I am writing to inquire as to whether you might be available for a meeting at your earliest convenience tomorrow.
Martin, that is a Victorian letter, not a WhatsApp message.
I know. I was trying to be professional. I thought more formal equals more impressive.
What did Sarah say?
She replied in its entirety, LOL, sure, 10 a.m.?
3 words after your Victorian masterpiece.
3 words. LOL, sure, 10 a.m. She was not impressed. She was confused and slightly concerned.
Poor Sarah did not expect a formal proclamation about her health and spirits.
Nobody does. That is the lesson. Natural English, even in writing, is warm and human, not formal and alarming.
I also have a story. Mine is spoken.
Tell them, Kate.
So I was at a friend's casual birthday dinner, very relaxed, very informal, and someone asked me, "Did you enjoy the food?"
Normal question?
And I replied, with full seriousness, the culinary experience was thoroughly satisfying, and I found the presentation aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, that face. That is the face everyone at the table made.
Kate, you reviewed the birthday dinner like a Michelin inspector?
A very formal one, with a notepad and everything in my tone.
What did they say?
One person said, so you liked the pasta?
Back to basics. Did you like the pasta, Kate?
Yes, I liked the pasta. That is all I needed to say. The pasta was good.
Natural, simple, human. Let's teach everyone how to get there. 7 ways to sound more natural when speaking English. Real techniques, real examples.
Moving you from textbook English to human English.
One step at a time.
Way 1.
Way 1. Use contractions, always.
This is the most immediate way to sound more natural, and the most overlooked.
In formal written English, you write I am, I do not, I will not, I have not.
But in natural spoken English, nobody talks like that.
Native speakers say I'm, I don't, I won't, I haven't.
Every time without thinking, without deciding.
And when English learners avoid contractions, they sound formal, stiff, distant.
Not wrong, but not natural.
So start using contractions in everything you say.
I am tired to I'm tired.
I do not know to I don't know.
It is not a problem to it's not a problem.
I will call you later to I'll call you later.
Say them with us. I'm. I don't. It's. I'll.
Small changes, immediate impact. You will sound noticeably more natural from the very first sentence.
Kate, test. Say something unnatural, then say it naturally.
In a stiff, formal tone. I am not certain whether I will be able to attend the event.
Very formal. Very Kate at the birthday dinner.
Now, natural. I'm not sure if I can make it.
Same meaning, completely different feeling. That second sentence, that is how real people speak. Way 2. Replace formal words with conversational ones.
This connects to the contractions but goes deeper.
Natural English uses simpler words than formal English, not because native speakers are less intelligent.
But because conversation is about connection, not about impressing people with vocabulary.
Some swaps that immediately make you sound more natural.
Purchase, buy. I purchased a coffee versus I bought a coffee.
Commence to start. We will commence the meeting versus let's start.
Residence to home or place. Come to my residence versus come to my place.
Inquire to ask. I wish to inquire versus can I ask you something?
And my personal favorite, would it be possible to consider versus
Could you?
the Victorian question versus the human question.
Martin wrote a lot of Victorian questions in his early English career.
Dear Sarah is still recovering.
She really is.
Way 3. Use filler phrases naturally.
Oh, Kate, this one is so important and so misunderstood.
Tell them why, Martin.
Because most English learners think filler words are mistakes. They think and you know and actually and to be honest are signs of bad English.
But they are not. They are signs of natural English.
Native speakers use filler phrases constantly in every conversation.
To be honest, before giving your real opinion.
Actually, before correcting or adding information.
You know what I mean, to check understanding.
I mean, to rephrase or clarify.
Kind of, or sort of, to soften a statement.
To be fair, before acknowledging something you might not agree with.
These phrases, they buy you thinking time. They make conversations flow naturally.
And without them, your speech can sound abrupt, too direct, almost harsh.
Even if the words are perfectly correct.
Because natural conversation has rhythm, texture. These filler phrases create that texture.
Practice saying them. To be honest, I'm not sure. Actually, it depends.
Say them out loud until they feel natural coming out of your mouth.
Because they will make everything else you say sound more natural too.
Way 4. Match your English to the situation.
This is what Martin's Victorian email was missing.
Thank you for bringing that up again, Kate.
Always, because it is the perfect example.
Fine. The Victorian email lesson.
Natural English is not one style, it is many styles. And knowing which style fits which situation,
That is what sounds natural to native speakers.
with close friends, very casual. Want to grab food? Sounds good. See ya.
With colleagues, friendly but professional. Hey, do you have a minute? Let's catch up later.
With clients or managers, more formal but still warm. I just wanted to follow up on, would it work to...
And in writing, even more considered, more structured.
The mistake most learners make is using the same style everywhere. Too formal with friends, too casual in professional settings.
Or one style for everything, which always feels slightly off.
Natural English adapts. It reads the room. It adjusts.
And that adaptability, that is what truly fluent English sounds like.
Not just the right words for the right moment. Way 5. Learn and use response phrases.
Oh, Kate, this one changes conversations completely.
Most learners know how to start a sentence, but they struggle with the in-between moments.
When someone says something and you need to respond immediately.
Before you have your full thought ready.
Native speakers have automatic response phrases for those moments. Oh, really? When something surprises you.
No way! For stronger surprise.
That's fair. When you acknowledge someone's point.
Makes sense when you understand and agree.
Totally. Casual agreement.
I get that. You understand someone's feeling or situation.
Tell me about it. You completely relate to what they said.
Honestly, though, before sharing your real perspective.
These phrases, they keep the conversation flowing. They show you are listening.
And without them, there are gaps, silences that feel unnatural.
Where the other person is not sure if you understood, or if you agree, or if you are still there.
Response phrases fill those gaps. They make the conversation feel alive.
Learn 10. Practice them until they come automatically.
Oh, really? No way. Makes sense. Totally. Tell me about it.
Say them with us, out loud, right now.
Those phrases, automatic, is fluency.
Way 6. Slow down and pause on purpose.
Oh, Martin, this one is counterintuitive, but so important.
Most English learners think natural means fast. If I speak quickly, I sound fluent.
But actually, the opposite is often true.
Natural English has pauses, has rhythm, has breathing space.
When you rush, trying to get every word out before you forget it,
You actually sound more nervous, more unnatural, more like you are reciting rather than talking.
but when you pause, when you breathe, when you take a moment before the next thought,
You sound confident, thoughtful, in control.
native speakers pause too. They say, and well, and take a breath. It's not weakness, it's conversation.
So give yourself permission to slow down, to pause.
The pause is not awkward. The panic is awkward.
The pause is just thinking, and thinking is natural.
Say something, breathe, continue. That rhythm, that is natural English. And way 7, the most important.
Listen to natural English every day and absorb the patterns.
Everything we have talked about today, contractions, simpler words, filler phrases, response phrases,
You will not learn these from a textbook.
you learn them by listening, by absorbing, by exposure.
When you listen to real English in movies, podcasts, conversations, videos,
Your brain notices patterns, even when you are not consciously studying.
it notices how people start sentences, how they respond, how they pause.
And slowly, unconsciously, those patterns become yours.
You start using them without thinking, without deciding.
Just naturally, because you heard them hundreds of times and your brain stored them.
That is how children learn language, through immersion, through listening.
And it works for adults too, at any level, at any age.
So, today's practical action.
Find one piece of English audio or video that interests you. Listen once, then listen again, and this time notice how people talk.
Not what they say, how they say it.
The speed, the pauses, the response phrases, the contractions,
Notice all of it, absorb all of it.
and bring it into your own English, one piece at a time.
Kate, the pasta was good.
Martin, we are back to the pasta.
Always the pasta.
Because it was the most natural sentence of the entire episode.
The pasta was good, simple, human, perfect.
No Michelin review needed. The pasta was good, and that is enough.
Okay, question of the day. And it connects to our question from the very beginning.
We asked, what is the difference between correct English and natural English?
Now you know. And we want to hear from you.
Write one sentence in the comments in natural English, not formal, not textbook, natural.
Tell us something about your day, your week, how you feel right now.
And use a contraction. Use a simple word. Use a filler phrase.
Honestly, today was kind of exhausting, but I'm glad I watched this.
Or, no way, I didn't know contractions made that much difference.
Or simply, the pasta was good.
The highest standard of natural English on this channel.
Right below, we read every single comment.
We cheer every single one.
If this video helped, please give it a big like.
Subscribe to Daily English Boost. New lessons.
Click the bell so you never miss us.
Share this with one friend whose English sounds a little too Victorian.
Help them, gently.
From both of us,
Keep speaking.
keep sounding human.
And the pasta was good. Bye, everyone.